Hi, my name is Sosioma Erigo. Welcome to Best Way TV, and this is
Power Talk Show.
With me in the studio today are beautiful people with an interesting contribution and an educative one as well to our topic of today, which is domestic violence on men. And I will start with my first right, my near right, Vatican Kayembe, Mayor Bilal.
Yeah.
Adeline Magalti.
Yes.
With a beautiful smile always. We are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Today our topic is on violence, domestic violence against men. Yeah. So I will start with Vatican. How do you think what causes domestic violence on men?
To be honest, I think what causes domestic violence to anyone is what causes domestic violence all the time. Pride, self-satisfaction, all of that, manipulation, trying to get what you want, and that's what I can say. That's what causes domestic violence in many ways. I would say so.
Okay. What do you mean? You say sorry. What trying to get what you want?
No. Like for example, if I want something from you, I can use either I can abuse you by force, or willingly I can manipulate you. But while I'm abusing you, personally, I know that I'm abusing you to get what I want, or to get pleasure from myself. For example, some people they take pleasure in beating someone. So that they're taking pleasure, but they're abusing you.
Yeah.
So that's abuse. So when we're talking about domestic abuse, it comes in all forms.
So are you trying to say that the person is doing it knowingly or unknowingly?
No. First of all, I would say like abuse itself is a very complex word. Abuse is it can be like intentional and unintentional.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say what causes abuse to women, that's what causes abuse to men, that's what causes abuse to children, that's what causes abuse to adults, that's what causes abuse to elderly.
So it goes on and on.
It goes on around and around. There's no a particular way that will cause abuse to men only. I don't think so.
For the benefit of those watching this show, we tag this to be domestic violence against men because in the world we are today, women think, or let's say generally people think that men are the only abusers we've got. But in the other way around, women can also be a predator. So that's why we are tagging it to domestic violence on men. And I'll go on to men. Men, what is domestic violence on men? Is it common?
I think so. And then it's quite a lot that's going on right now. And then although somebody will not come out and say what is going on inside, which is the dangerous part of it. But then if people come out and talk about what is going on inside, instead of keeping it in, it will help a lot. But it's going on a lot. Yeah, it's common.
Okay, what do you think that makes people not to speak out or come out to say they are being abused? I mean, men especially.
I think it's fear and shame. If they come out and say that this is what is going on in their life, and then they have that kind of thinking that they were going to judge them, saying that you are a man, you're supposed to handle it in such a different way, or you are a man, you're supposed to maybe take shy, because that word that you are a man, keeping them silent, not to say anything, because
you don't like showing.
So they don't like to show their weaknesses.
In that sense, okay. In that sense, they don't want to show their weaknesses. Yeah. That's what I want to say. Yeah. All right. Okay.
So in another way, it's pride.
Pride.
Yeah. Fear. Probably, I would say no. Maybe pride.
Would you say that pride is just on men's side alone, or on women's side as well?
No, because we are built differently. Men are men, women are men, and then our attitude towards certain stuff is different. Men behave differently when it comes to certain things, and the women also, they behave differently when it comes to certain things. So I think pride on the side of men is common. You know, it's usual.
Okay. To update our viewers, we are talking about domestic violence on men, and if you watch on the screen of your whichever device you're using to watch us now, we are live on Baseway TV. You find a number. We want you to call. We want your view. We want to know what you think is about domestic violence against men. We want to know what you have to say about all this. Please do call us. We are waiting for your call. Thank you. And Adeline, I want to ask you, what are the effects, of the domestic violence on men?
Insecurities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and too many things. Really, this topic has been a big challenge for me. When I did the research, I didn't realize men's more percentage being abused than women.
Really?
But I'm not trying to share this to make you feel better, by the way.
No, it's not something that will make me feel better. It's bad.
So did you say
no, it's good
statistically that men are more faces abuse more than women? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Look,
when I did my research.
Yeah.
No, not really, because it's lower percentage than
on men,
women.
Really?
And men is high.
Yes.
See,
no, sorry, woman.
On women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Women is high, men is low.
Yeah.
I don't know who did that statistic anyway, but however, you asked the question like, is abuse common on men?
Yeah.
Personally, I would say, she said yes, and then also I would agree with her. It's commonly yes. As I said at the beginning, abuse happens in all forms, verbal, physical, sexual, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then as it can happen to a woman, it happens also to men. So it happens like that all the time. Sometimes, but as we say, like intentional and unintentional. A man can be abused, and then he won't know that I'm getting abused. He take it as a pride, for example, when we say that unintentional. You could be abused. For example, what could be abused to some people is not abuse. For example, if a woman is sitting at home, okay, and saying, okay, I'm here, you need to go out there, work, and then you need to bring the money, and then I can spend. It's a saying given here in the UK. Men, they say, I work and she spends it. Is that not abuse? To me, I think it's abuse, but it's been accepted, and people they just take it willingly, and then they're used to it. It's normal. But when it comes to women and people, they say no, that's abuse.
No, go back to the one when you said about abuse. So why did you not talk to your wife if you think you have been abused?
I'm not talking about me, but I'm talking about in general. Yeah. Men, most men they are expected to provide. And while a woman is sitting there, and then a woman is putting pressure on a man to go work, and then she's going to spend the money probably crazy. And I'm not talking about just Africa. Yes. I'm saying also in the UK, and it's even a saying. You can see like men in the UK, they say, she's the boss. I work and she spends the money. That's financial abuse.
You think that is classified as abuse?
It's abuse, but people they accept it.
But I think that is
it's
wrong.
Unintentional. It's unintentional, but it's abuse.
All right, I'm going to talk to our viewers now. Please, we are waiting for your call. There's a number showing on your screen, which is 00 for those outside the UK 447450251893. Please, we are waiting for your call. Can you call us? We want to hear from you what you think about this topic. Thank you. So talking about you saying the effect is you said is insecurity.
Yes.
So can you explain more about that, because we want to know why men feels insecure, because
they don't like showing their weaknesses to other people, like all around the world, because man are supposed to be the strongest provider to a household. So that's why they don't like to speak up, and they just allowing any woman or wife or partner to tell them what to do. But it's wrong though.
No, see, you said insecurity. Men sometimes they may understand that she's abusing me, and maybe they will minimize it. They will minimize that abuse to something normal, so that they know that they can cope with it, but they know that it's wrong. What, to avoid maybe problems in the house?
Yes.
To avoid maybe crisis in the house, let me say so. For example, you could be abusing your man. Your man knows that what you're doing is wrong, but probably he understands that your ability to understand that this is abuse is very low. So if he's trying to confront you to say, look, this is wrong, and then you're gonna go crazy, and then it's gonna provoke maybe divorce or separation and all that kind of stuff. So they'll try and mute it, and they're trying to cope with it. That way they know that they can cope with it. They just go on with it. But deep down they know that is wrong. So maybe they're waiting for the right time to tell you, look, you've been doing this for a long time, but it's wrong. You're abusing
Well,
me.
I can say to all men, whoever's watching the show tonight, please try and speak up to your wife if you think you have been abused, rather than keep it to yourself, because it's wrong.
That's a good advice from our guest today, Arlene, telling you to speak out. You know, if you know you're being abused, speak out, and you'll get help. And I want to say, if this topic is intriguing to you, we are still waiting for you to call. You need to call us, and bring in your view.
Yeah, because we are live.
We are live on Bestway TV.
Yeah.
So we are waiting for your call. Please call us. Our number is on your screen, and we're waiting to hear from you. And also stay connected with us on Facebook, Bestway TV, YouTube, Bestway TV. Share, like our videos, comment, and that will make us move on.
See, what you asked about abuse. Another thing I would like to say, like, for example, define abuse itself, because we are talking about domestic violence on men, and when we talk this, it could be like domestic violence on men, or maybe a domestic abuse on men. Yeah, so violence and abuse is almost the same thing.
Yeah.
But if you look it down, it's a bit different, because abuse could take a form of misuse, while violence you see like beating someone up. So I would say like, abuse itself, that's why it can happen to men commonly, as it can happen to women as well. So I don't know, Sister Adrian said about a statistic like on women is higher and then on women is lower. I don't know how is that, but to me, if I need to do my own statistic, I'll probably equalize it. Because abuse,
I think maybe the reason why men are lower and women are higher, maybe because men refuse to speak out.
I'll probably agree with you. Yeah, because abuse, the word abuse it could be like a bad act. That's how I can define it. A bad act on someone that can harm them, so intentionally or unintentional. So that bad act can be caused by anyone. Anyone. Your child can abuse you. Your mom can abuse you unintentionally, maybe.
Yeah.
And your uncle can abuse you unintentionally. So stuff like that. That's why we are saying
how do we handle a situation like that when somebody is abusing someone unintentionally? Unknowingly, you just abuse somebody because you have no knowledge of what you're doing. So
what they say?
Are we going to?
What they say? What you don't know won't kill you.
Okay.
So when you are unaware of anything, then it doesn't matter to you. For example, personally,
don't you think it will be damaging to the person?
Yeah.
You don't know.
It is, but sometimes it could be damaging to someone if you are raising awareness on something that they don't have the ability to handle it, and then they take it the wrong way. So it could be damaging either way. Maybe I would prefer, for example, accepting that a man should go to work and a woman should be at home looking after kids. And then probably some men, they accept that because they don't know otherwise.
It's wrong. Why accept if you think it's
Exactly.
If you get
It could be part of the culture.
No, I don't think so.
I come from a culture where I believe like dad goes to work and provide, and the mom look after the kids. So in that culture, it's accepted. Dad go to work, and the mom provide for the kid. Mom look after the kids.
Mom, stay at home with the children.
Yeah.
That's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. So look, we are. I'm not changing the subject. Like we in the UK, where feminists, they are loud about the equality, and they say like women, they are being given the job that is related to housework. For example, care, nurse, and all that kind of stuff like that. It's like kind of jobs that are related to housework, the things that you can do at home, but you're doing it in a professional.
Yeah, to earn money.
Yeah, to earn money. So in that case, you can see like behind that there's still a mindset of like a man should go do certain work which is like a professional work, and then a woman should always stay around the area of caring, you know. So
what's wrong with a wife then can't go to work?
Sorry, say again.
Well, for example, if other people there's got wife or partner, what's wrong? Why you can't go to work?
No,
because there's other way around where you can put your kids, help you to look after them.
I don't know, but what I'm saying is what I know in the culture where I come from. I believe, I know it's an accepted culture where a man goes to work
and
women look after, and they don't bother. For example, women, we've been abused in many ways, you know. There's even though women, they say like we are equal and all that kind of stuff, there's only they call a job for men. You know, that job is only for men, and no woman can do it.
Yeah, we most women know that anyway. But
so why we are pushed to do some jobs and then women cannot? Is that not abuse? Like where you are expected to do something even if you don't want to?
All right, guys. Please, can you guys call us? We are still waiting for your view. We need to hear from you. We need to get your own opinion. Call us on this number 0745-025-1893. If you are in the UK, if you are outside the UK, please call us on 0044-7450-25-1893. We are waiting for your view, please. Thank you.
Please pick up the phone.
May, I just want to ask you, what do you think are the help that men can get in order to be able to speak out or be able to stop their abuser abusing them?
I think in this, if something like that is going on, and the man look at it that if I sit down with my wife and discuss this with her, that will break home or that will bring misunderstanding. You need a counselor. You need to go outside and look for the way in how to get help, because you being inside will not help anything at all.
Can you expatiate, like when you say you need to go outside, you need to go to places?
You need to talk to somebody.
Okay, like friends, or what if they don't have that confidence to speak to a friend? So how would they go about it? Because somebody might be facing abuse, and they've got friends and they don't have the confidence to tell the friends that they're going through abuse, or even their family members. Where else can they go?
You need to find that confidence, because it's something that you are going through. Okay, which one would be better? Is it for you to be inside and die slowly? Because it's better you speak out, no matter the consequences. If you are ashamed or you are not ashamed, go outside, do something about it.
All right, and those people who are not speaking out, how then can you find, or how will you, find out they are going through abuse? Which are the best method for you to follow to find out that someone is going through abuse?
Find other people or closest friend where you think you can be comfortable and be open up.
See, before I know, I'm not trying to go back, because I feel like there's still a lot for me to bring out about the abuse on men, because
that would be okay because you're the man here. So
no, it's because I don't want. I want to because people are watching us. I want to bring out some stuff that women they think that it's not abuse, but it's abuse.
Abuse, okay.
For example, taking someone is right. You have a child with a man, and then because you are living in the UK where there's a certain right, not just in the UK, maybe some Africa, you can see a woman preventing a man from seeing his own child. Is that not abuse? It's abuse. You're taking someone's right away.
Okay.
And then most people, they don't see it as abuse. So abuse on men is and that's common. You can tell you argue with a woman. You had a kid and say, okay, do you know how I'm going to punish you? You're not going to see your child anymore.
I will say that is selfishness, because there is a lot of breakup outside there. If you are in that kind of situation, you are a woman or you are a man, a woman telling you that, and then you are not allowed to see that
using
child.
Your child as a weapon to punish.
There is law outside there. and then try and get there to get help. Because if a woman can tell you that you are not allowed to see that child, you are a father of that child. So both of you are equal right and then to see the child.
Yeah, but in the first place, that's abuse. But most men, they don't chase it out. Most men, they will say,
They
like,
just believe on
they will
it.
say,
Yeah.
Agree with
I'll let the child
that is
grow,
where
and
they
they'll
get it
recognize
wrong.
me after.
Yeah,
they will
that
know.
is
They'll look
where
for
they-
their father.
No, that is
It's
where
wrong.
they get it wrong. It's wrong. If you love that child, you must fight for that child. That yes, I want to see that
Yeah,
child.
but
God
what-
will give her right more
Yeah.
than you.
I know. You have the right. There's a law there you can pursue. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is like to say like it's abuse.
Yeah, it is.
You are abusing because you're taking somebody right away.
Okay,
So stuff like that. It's
How can someone find out if they are being abused? Because you know, I know as a woman, you know, I know that some women, they find that they are being abused when they are withdrawn. You know, when they don't have interest on
Yeah.
things that interest them, you know, anymore. So for men, how do we find out? How do you find out that you're being abused?
before I can.
Using the alcohol, the press.
No alcohol you can drink. You can take alcohol even
Yeah,
even
maybe
for fun.
depressed,
No, you know. I think personally, I think that you know that you are abused by when you know that the act that someone is posing on you is making you unhappy all the time, and then they are doing it over and over. You know, sometimes you can, as I said, you can abuse someone unintentionally once. It won't leave any mark on them. You know, they'll forgive you, but they know that I've been abused, and they know that it's an error. I forgive you. But if you repeat it over and over, it's giving you feeling that these things is making me kind of want to throw out because of this behavior. And then maybe it's making you feel lower.
Yes.
And then you are looking for another way of feeling better because of certain bad act on you. Then you know that this is not normal. I am being mistreated here. I need to work up and then do something about it. Either stand up for yourself, either look help for somewhere where you could go to professional social workers, social services. They are there. If you feel
Social workers, social services. So viewers, take note of that.
Yeah.
You can get help from the social services or, you know, from the social workers.
yeah. So you. Mental health, for example, because if you've been abused mentally, you're going to be affected as well. So there's a lot of mental health services there where you can go and tell people like, this is how I feel because of this. I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling this way as a man. Yeah, but as we are saying here, a lot of men they tend to see abuse as nothing to them. That's a problem. You
Well, I
know?
would say before it gets
You want to fight it with
complicated.
your own strength without seeking another help.
Adeline, what can, you know, if somebody might be abusing somebody and they don't know they are abusing the person, genuinely they don't know.
Yeah.
So if you get a partner like that, or you are in a relationship like that, and someone is doing something that you think the person is abusing you, but that person do not see it as an abuse, how do you handle such a person?
You really need to deal and talk to that person.
Okay.
Because the sign you will be getting anyway, you're feeling low. You are no longer interested about like your own life.
Sister Jose, I personally I would say like if you have been abused and you know I've been abused and the person is abusing you does not know that they're abusing you.
Yeah.
You need to make sure you educate that person first. Make sure you make that person aware of what he's doing is wrong. It's like, for example, I'm a Christian.
I'll cut you there. Our viewers, don't just jump up, you know, when you're facing abuse and start attacking or already helter scatter. Another way, the person might be abusing you, but they don't know. So just like Vatican said here, you need to educate the person. Let them know that what they are doing to you is an abuse, and then watch and see if they can change from that. Then if they don't change, that means they are true abusers.
Yeah.
So then you can
That's why I would say as a man, our behavior towards the abuse from women is to take time and educate them.
Why guys want to take time if you know
are you
yourself you're
saying
getting
that
that
women
bad way?
they are abusers without knowing?
Women are predator and they think that they're victim all the time. That's wrong. That's wrong. For example, look, there's people that they claim that my man is a violent man. I think a person with right mind for you to jump on someone and slap someone, that's your highest level of anger, and there's not another thing that you can do. You cannot control yourself, and then you do that. So for you to get to that point, what triggered you to do that? So your woman could be verbally abused you, and you are swallowing it in and taking that in, and then when you blow, you're just gonna find yourself, you smack someone, and it was what you could say
that would make two of you abusers.
You
Don't
see,
you think so?
But when it comes out, the verbal abuse is muted, and then it's the physical abuse that is gonna come out. That man is a violent man. What about you? You've been insulting me all night long.
Then how can you deal with that in a situation like that? How do you handle it?
You ask, how do you handle it? You ask them.
All right.
You ask them.
I'll ask the ladies because they are the ones that into verbal abuse.
Yes. You ask them.
I will talk to my husband or any guys there. I don't mean the guys. I mean to the viewers. If you think you have that kind of situation, please speak to your wife.
Yeah.
To any man, the viewers.
Yeah, but if you are abusing your man, and then to the point where he doesn't have anything else to do but to smack you.
Yeah, but you really need to do a reality check there though. What's the reason to allow your wife to slap you from the start?
Yeah, I think women, they should know how to
to talk to their man.
Yeah, talk properly with respect, nice words. You know, if you wanna say something, you could be.
The nice word is not gonna work if you already been hurt.
No, before you get hurt first. It's when you start like, hey, look at you. No, I'm not a woman now. I cannot the way. But you are like, what they call it? A woman is a production machine, like produces.
They nag a lot.
Yeah, you give her one word.
Excuse me, not all of us.
You give her one word, she will give you 1,000 words.
I'm trying to help you with the word.
She'll give you 1,000 words, which will hurt you more and more and more and more. Because we men, we talk very less.
No, and not all men though. Not all men, come on.
But
there is some women.
Generally speaking, men.
She said not all men. Can you please explain
not
to
all men? You know, there is some women as well. And then they don't talk, or they will not be that troublemaker. They only react when something happened, or maybe
when
a man. The thing has been built up.
Exactly.
Yeah, like. Some people might just decide to say, let me keep it in. Maybe things were going to change a bit. But if nothing changed, that is where the violent abuse will happen. I live with some, I'm not talking about myself, but and then for many years since I married this person, I have tried to make change. I have tried to talk to him about this. Oh, if this is not working, let's try it that way. And it didn't work until we go in our separate ways. So it's not because I didn't try my best as a woman, but they used to say it in my country. There is some people that they are strong-headed. So no matter what you do,
they will change.
Yeah, no matter what you do, and then you will never change them. No. It's simple as that, you know.
Yeah, but men are getting abused every single day. Every single day.
Maybe in the UK. Maybe
in the UK, even in Africa.
In Africa, you think so?
Everywhere in the world, men are abused all the time by women. But it's the only thing that men, they don't, it's not there. It's not there. It's because men, they choose to neglect it.
Yeah.
To neglect and say, look.
Yeah, from the research I made, they say it's very, very difficult for a man to, acknowledge that they are being abused.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because of what he said.
Yeah, can I give you an example? A man can be raped by a woman.
What?
Raped?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
You see? She never heard that.
I've never heard that.
How old are you? Never mind. But because she said she never heard that.
No.
But I can tell you there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of men, they've been raped by women, and they don't talk about it. They don't see it as an issue.
Rape.
I think it's still the same stigma, that's what is making them. Maybe when they
doesn't bother them
to speak, and then somebody will like, you know, make jest of them. You are a man, and you know this has happened to you by somebody who you are stronger than.
Who took the blame for that from the start?
Yeah.
Men.
No,
You know?
look, overall, we cannot forget that we are living in a world where we are restricted. You know, like the certain things that is set out there dictate our life, the way we should behave, the way we should talk, the way we should see things. For example, this is pink only for women, and this is blue only for men, for boys, for men, and all that kind of stuff. So that also that's a fact that is guiding our life. Probably that could be the thing that is putting men not to speak about certain stuff, because the society is saying, look, this is normal to you, it doesn't matter, you know, you're strong. So, and then it's eating us, it's killing us inside, and then you could be sexually abused as a man, and then you end up being contaminated by sexual diseases because of that abuse. But when you neglect it, it's killing you.
Yeah, from a man point of view, Vatican is saying that, you know, men, they see a lot. So you face so much abuse, and then they tend to bottle it up, maybe because of the stigma they're going to forget, or maybe because of, you know, not showing their weaknesses. Please speak out today, and I think, you know, you speaking out will be the best for you. Can I say, you know, we are not getting your call. We need to get your call. We need you to phone us to give us your own view, your opinion. We are waiting for your opinion, really.
Don't worry, if they don't call, maybe they don't have anything to give, so that's okay.
I think a lot of men out there, they've got something to say. This is a very hot topic, you know, and it involves us all, but especially men. So we want you to call. Bring in your view, and, you know, talk to us. You might learn one or two things today, you never know. And if this topic intrigues you, I want you to follow us on Facebook, Best Way TV. Follow us on YouTube, Best Way TV. Subscribe, like our page, comment, and share.
I'll tell you what happened one day. We did the show, and then after the show, someone is calling, am I live?
That's funny.
The show is over. So sometimes the viewers, they watch and watch, at the end they call, we are all
They make
off
up their mind at the end
of the air.
All right. You know, we've always spoken, and you know, I want us to like give advice to families, friends, because some people, they have people that they are facing abuse.
Okay, before we go there, can I know it's your duty, but I'm just gonna say, ask your permission. Is any chance, because I'm surrounded with
women,
3 women.
Speak up, sister.
Okay, can you, because we're talking about men today, you know, domestic violence on men,
yeah.
Against men. So, do you know when to abuse a man? So ask that question. Ask yourself that question, and ask them too. Because if you don't ask that question, it's unfair.
I'm not being biased here. I'm not being biased, but I don't think any of them are into abuse.
Oh, really?
Have you abused your men?
We're
no.
too good for that.
They're too good.
She said, right? Oh, I'm not attacking you. But you said your man was an abuser. Did you know when you abused him? I don't need an answer.
Wait.
Because she said,
if you go further than that, and then you will understand my point of view.
We've got a call now. Hello, this is Best Way TV. You're live. What's your contribution, please?
Yes, my name is Wabo.
Wabo, okay. Hello, Wabo. You're welcome.
I'm calling from Mulid.
Okay. And what's your contribution?
Yeah, my contribution is about you women.
Okay.
I can hear what you are talking about. To be honest with you, what I can say, God have to punish you, woman. Yes, because what you are doing is not that good. It's not that good enough for you. If you are abusing man too much in this country, too much, and then after you abuse the man, it's causing to stress. After stress, it's causing to mental. A lot of men are getting mental because of you, woman.
All right.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that is the essence of this show. The show is just for us to, educate and create awareness to those who are being abused, so they can speak out and get a help. So if you know anyone that is being abused, tell them to stand up and speak. No one is, to be abused. Everyone have the right, to live a free life. So if you know anyone that is facing abuse, or if you are into abuse, speak out, and then you get a help.
I think I will
If you say anyone have a free life, that is the biggest mistake you are making.
Okay.
Imagine my friend is with me here. The problem because he don't speak English properly. He's with me here. He prepared very, very serious and very good wedding. He spent a lot of money on his wedding day, and he was with the wife. Now wife ran him away. Why?
Oh, that's sad to hear.
That's financial abuse.
It's very sad to hear that.
Yes, after a couple of years, the wife ran him away. So my friend now is in very, very painful because of that situation.
I can imagine.
And you're saying it's free life. What kind of a free life is that one?
What I mean is that everyone have the right to live a life free of abuse. That's what I mean.
That is what the woman have decided, but that is not good. That is what
Mr. Webo.
She thought is a free life. That is not a free life.
Mr. Webo, sir.
Yes.
I agree with you. I'm actually on the show today. I agree with what you are saying. If there's a country where men are abused, it's a UK, it's a Western countries. Men are abused all the time. And then it's omitted because we are focused on, they are focused on protection of women and the children and animals. They forgot that human right is on everybody, so he's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to let our caller know today, that you've got the right to speak out. I didn't mean that you've got a free life to live for you to misbehave or for you to abuse someone. What I mean is that you have the right, to live a life free of abuse. Both men, women, no one is, to be abused. No one is to face abuse. That's what I mean. But thank you so much for calling. And I will, advise you to, advise your friend to speak out and seek for help. I think in that way things will be okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
That's so sad to
God
hear.
punish you.
Yeah.
That's so sad to
God
hear.
don't punish us, though. It's not.
That's so sad to hear. Anyway, they say when somebody's angry, you can say anything. So I apologize on his behalf.
Don't listen to him. It's not all women that abuse the guy.
I have to disagree some of that.
No, you can disagree, but the only problem is you women, you don't know when you're abusing men. That's a problem.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the problem is, if you realize yourself being damaged a little bit slowly, but you have to learn and speak to your wife or partner, to interviewers.
You have the duty to know that. You're trying to tell me like a woman does not know, like right now I'm saying something that is going to hurt someone, because the only meaning of abuse is when you do something wrong to someone and you hurt them. That's a simple way of putting abuse.
Yeah,
so when you do something wrong, you're abusing your man, and you do something wrong, you're hurting your man, and you're hurting him. You are abusing him.
Okay.
Even cheating is abuse.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You are destroying someone's feeling for you, and that is wrong. That's abuse. So the only thing is maybe people, they need to learn the meaning of abuse properly. Then you will see in every single area of your life as a woman you are abusing a man.
I will, allow you to give us the definition of abuse. Maybe from there we will get to know more. What is domestic abuse against men?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Domestic abuse against men. Wow. No, as I said, domestic abuse. Look, there's no what I can admit. Yeah, there's less women that can beat men. Okay, but there is more women that can abuse men in all forms, especially verbal abuse, especially psychological abuse, emotional abuse. They are It's bingo.
I've really, like learned a lot today, from what you're saying.
Yeah, emotional abuse.
Because sometimes from my own opinion, you might not know that, verbally that you're abusing somebody. You might think, I'm in a relationship with this person. I'm angry now, so I am, I am to tell the person whatever I want to tell them just because I'm angry. But at the same time, you are, like abusing them without knowing.
Yeah.
So, it's that's the essence of this show, is for us to, talk and learn from each other, and educate those that don't.
I think the only problem, I don't know, my sister here, she's got experience as she speaks here.
Yeah.
She spoke out.
I will want each and every one of you to give an advice to family members, to those who are into abuse, to those who are friends who are like this. The man that just called us now is about his friend that that is facing abuse. So how can he, as a friend, help his friend?
I've got a lot to say on this show, but because of time, that's why you can't know. Of course, I was gonna lampoon you as one of.
We might, if our viewers request for us to repeat it, we might repeat it. So you get ready and then reserve your.
You might be able to do part 2
contribution. So if you can, I'll start with you, Vatican. So give people advice, like the man that called now is number one example. A friend of his is facing abuse.
And so how can we got that friend? Yeah, that friend, like he said, he doesn't know how to speak English. So if he speak to his friend, like he's talking to his friend, that and then this is what is going on to me now. Please, I need help. His friend will be there, like he's speaking behalf of him.
What can you give them advice? Look straight into the camera and give the viewers their advice on how to help their friends, their brother. Whosoever they know that is facing abuse, what can they do? What step will they take to be able to help them to come out of abuse place?
Do you want to start with me? Or?
Yeah, I want to start with you.
Okay, thank you very much. As a man,
you should, because you're a man anyway.
As a man, because today we are talking about abuse on men, and that is common. Men are being abused every single day by women, especially in the UK. The woman takes the benefit. They say she's entitled to that. I don't know anywhere in a government document or policy says like when you separate, the benefit goes to the woman. I don't know that. See, that it's abuse on men, and also there's sometimes you separate with your girlfriend, wife, or whoever. And then she said, okay, because you've been cheeky to me, I'm going to punish you. I'm not going to let you see your kids. That's abuse. So abuse, it comes in all forms. Sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse. All of that is abuse. You just need to be aware. As a man, please be aware. Talk to the woman, whoever is abusing you, when you notice that. And abuse is when you feel like she's doing something, it makes you not happy all the time. And you know that you have a good intention towards her. So tell her, this what you're doing is wrong. If it continues, it gets to the point where the police have to get involved and you are powerless. Please, you also need to go to the social services. Go seek help so that way you don't get destroyed and kill yourself before time,
Wow, that's a very good advice. Go to social services. Speak as well. Communication matters a lot. Talk to your partner. They might not know they're abusing you, but speak to them. Tell them that what they are doing is abuse. And then watch and see if they're going to stop it. Then if they don't stop it, go further. Go to social services, just like Vatican have said.
Yeah.
May, what is your advice to the viewers, please?
I would say the same thing, that if you are a man and you get yourself in that kind of situation, go outside, get help, talk to social services, talk to anybody or talk to anyone, even get a lawyer to help you out of those kind of situations. I mean, don't keep it to yourself. It's better you talk than killing yourself.
That's another advice you get. They are saying, get a lawyer. If social services is too big for you to go to, or you're shy going there, or you think that place is not a comfortable place for you to go, get a lawyer. A lawyer is just a one person. And
women, they lie a lot. Even if you didn't beat them, they say that.
Not all women, by the way. Maybe some of them.
Well, even if you didn't beat them, they say that he beat me. Lie, abusing someone.
That's others.
Get a lawyer. So, Adeline, the viewers are waiting for your advice, please.
Yeah, my advice to all viewers there. By the way, I have to thank to that guy who phoned today. It was really good, and I've learned something from that. It's a good challenge today topic. Please, again, all of us here already mentioned about, don't be embarrassed or shy to speak up or looking for some help. If you really think you're in that bad situation, don't wait till everything gets really worse, because you're the only one know that yourself. If you think you're feeling unhappy and getting anxiety and thinking about drinking more, just an excuse for not speaking up, please get some help.
Yeah, and what I want to add is that if your friend is being abused, take it easy on them, reassure them, tell them it's not their fault that they are being abused, and that way they might be able to open up more. And if our topic today interests you, follow us on Facebook, Bestway TV, YouTube, Bestway TV, like our page, subscribe, share our videos.
Yeah, before we go off the air, can I say something very, very important?
All right.
To the viewers. I would like to say to the viewers, look, if there's only advice that I can give to people today, don't ever, and I mean ever, think that the shortcut to the abuse that is running you crazy, is making you go wild, is to take drugs, is to take alcohol, is to go kill yourself. That's wrong. If you do that, you are taking yourself straight to hell. So it's wrong. Don't do it.
Yeah, viewers, I told you that we've got beautiful people with interesting contribution. That's a good one. Don't kill yourself. Do not take alcohol. Do not take drugs. Don't do stupid things. Just speak out, and you will get help. And follow us on Facebook, Bestway TV, YouTube, Bestway TV. Subscribe, please. Subscribe our page. Like us, share our videos, comment, to our topic of today. If there's something you do not understand, give us a comment down below, or you can, call and speak and, bring in your contributions. You can also bring in a topic. We are waiting to hear from you. We are in all this together, and, this will help us to learn, to know what we don't know, and to be able to get out of trouble. I'll say we've come to the end of today's show. I am Ozioma. Thank you for watching. Until next time. See ya.
See ya.
Bye-bye.